Folks, I have one more topic I'm going to hit today, and I bet you all tuned in thought it'd be my first topic for today. And but I really want to get on the voter fraud thing. But of course, many of you watched the Tucker Carlson interview last night of Mr. Bobulinski, closely affiliated with Hunter Biden. I will tell you, if you go to my website, americacanwetalk.org, on the homepage under shows, drop-down list of links, I've linked to both the entire Tucker Carlson interview of Mr. Bobulinski. Very worth watching the whole thing. You can follow it. It's very common layman terms description of the astonishing information that America now has from Hunter Biden's laptop, and therefore the information they have about the kind of engagement between Joe Biden and the Chinese and the Ukrainian government and others because of the emails that were exposed on the Hunter Biden laptop. I'm going to ask Derek the Wonderful to play 2 clips in just a moment. Yeah, actually, I'll go ahead and do that right now. 2 quick clips from this interview last night. And also, by the way, friends, on my website, americacanwetalk.org, I have attached what I love, which is a transcript. If you feel you'll follow it better by reading it, much better plan. But go to the website, americacanwetalk.org. You can watch the Hunter Biden thing, or you can, the interview Tucker Carlson of Bobulinski, or you can read it. But I asked Derek to play 2 quick clips. Let's just do them right in a row. This is Bobulinski talking to Tucker Carlson last night.
That we don't want, press trucks out in front of our house. I'm going to have to move. I could lose my job, and all that. I'm not trying to cause any harm to anyone in this situation, right, let alone Rob Walker and his family, James Gillier and his family. But basically, Rob's position was, if you go on record with all these facts, you'll bury all of us.
If he doesn't come out on record, I am providing the facts.
Tony, you're just going to just bury all of us, man.
What was your response to that?
I was focused on pushing these guys to do the right thing, to demonstrate an ounce of integrity in front of the American people. They all know the facts. I live the facts. And luckily for the American people, all the facts are extremely well documented. I'm thinking about the Biden family. Like, how are they doing this? I know Joe decided not to run in 2016, but what if he ran in the future? Aren't they taking political risk or headline risk? And I remember looking at Jim Biden and saying, how are you guys getting away with this? Like, aren't you concerned? And he looked at me and he laughed a little bit and said, plausible deniability.
Okay, folks, I have to tell you, I can't encourage you strong enough to listen to this whole interview. And this young man who's speaking, Bobulinski here, his name is Tony Bobulinski. Number one, he's a Democrat. His campaign donations go to Democrats. Who can explain that? But in any case, he is a Democrat. This interview is being called a smoking gun interview, and that it is. He talks about Joe Biden, his conclusion, Joe Biden and his family is compromised. When you heard him mention there Jim Biden, that is Joe Biden, he who would be president, as his brother is Jim Biden, also heavily involved with what Biden has been doing around the world. But what Bobulinski is talking about is in May of 2017, he, Bobulinski, agreed to spearhead a deal between the Bidens and a CCP, Chinese Communist Party linked Chinese company, meeting with Hunter Biden and Rosemont Seneca partner Rob Walker multiple times, even meeting with Joe Biden himself. Messages back and forth, text messages show Hunter Biden personally arranging a meeting with his business partners and Joe Biden to discuss a major deal with CEFC, which is this Chinese energy company. The meeting actually happened in the Beverly Hilton on May 2nd, 2017. You have the direct refutation by this Bobulinski guy of Joe Biden's claim in numerous times saying, I have no involvement in all of my son's companies. I don't know a thing about Hunter's deals. He's saying, no, actually, he was right there. He was right involved in these deals, unlike what he's saying now. He says, we can tell you with certainty that this is Bobulinski speaking. Joe Biden, we can tell you with certainty, had direct personal involvement with his family's business dealings in communist China. And I could read you, I have all these marked, but we're about out of time here, clip after clip. Bobulinski, this is more than just a smoking gun interview. We could spend all of today and all of tomorrow talking about all the details and salacious, ugly things on the Hunter Biden laptop. But what I want to leave you with today, because we really are about out of time here, is this. Just remember when President Trump was accused of having colluded with the Russians. And every headline, we were treated to headlines for 3+ years of somehow Trump was a Russian puppet. He was a puppet of Putin. He was a puppet of Russia. He couldn't be trusted to deal with Russia. He could not be trusted to deal with American foreign policy at all because he, Trump, was supposedly had colluded with Putin in order to win the election. This is what we were told. And after the whole counting of time, whatever it was, 3+ years, millions of dollars, whatever it was, 40 FBI agents, 28 lawyers, millions of hours of investigation and depositions, no evidence whatsoever. It was a hoax. The entire Russia collusion thing was a hoax. But it made the media say that Trump was not competent to be president because, after all, he's compromised. He's a puppet. Now we are sitting here less than a week away from the most important election in American history, and you have flat-out evidence, not speculation, not he said, she said, I overheard, but actual emails back and forth between Hunter Biden, his business partners, his allies in these Chinese companies, directly laying out the connection between his work and his father, who he called the big guy. He had a lot of talk about the big guy. I want to just tell you the quick reasons why he, Joe Biden, could not be trusted to be president. And this is actually unlike what the media said about Trump. He actually can't be trusted to be president. He is, in the words of Bobulinski, he is compromised. Many people using the expression he is owned. He must do the Chinese Communist Party's bidding. You can hear, we've talked about in the show before, crazy things Joe Biden has said over the years about China. We have to trust them. We need to let them, we need to let them, we can't be interfering with them. We need to let them, I mean, just bizarrely deferential to one of the most tyrannical governments on the whole planet. But here are quick reasons why he cannot do it. Number one, just the appearance of conflict. As a lawyer, everyone understands you can't even have the appearance of conflict. The concerns about his appearance of conflict were actually raised by State Department officials, including his own ambassador when Biden was still VP. Also, Deputy Chief of the Mission in Kiev testified they believe the vice president created the appearance of a conflict of interest by continuing, and think about this, continuing to oversee the anti-corruption policy in the Ukraine while his son Hunter serves on the board of Burisma, which was the target of investigation for corruption. This is, on its face, absurd. Trump would be, pilloried for this kind of thing. But the media is still talking about what laptop, or trying to call the laptop Russian disinformation. Second reason, there are concerns about bribery because of Hunter Biden's watch at Burisma. And this, I can't even go into that. We're going to run out of time here. You have Biden on tape numerous times denying, I don't have any idea. I don't even know what's going on. I have no idea with his business. Clearly untrue from emails you can read and testimony by people actually there. You had times when Hunter Biden's email acknowledged dad. So Hunter talking about his dad, Joe Biden, all this money flowing into him for doing nothing. Dad gets his cut. And you have, because Joe said so, as we played, I'm not going to play the tape again on this show, but Joe Biden said at a meeting of the Council on Foreign Relations, acknowledged he had demanded the termination of the prosecutor who was looking into his son's, Burisma's organization. And he, Biden, said, few hours, I got to catch my plane. He's fired, or you don't get your $1 billion in aid. If any of these facts were true of Donald Trump and Russia, the media would be hysterical. You have mainstream media complicit in covering up everything now being exposed. And I named this segment, we're about out of time, we really are about out of time. I named this segment about will the American people care. This is my concern. If this were a late October surprise about an illicit marital infidelity or a bank loan he didn't repay 20 years ago, okay, October surprises, everyone thinks they're cool. This goes to the very character of this man and his ability to represent the United States of America against one of the single largest enemies America has, the communist China, the country of China, the Communist Party of China. He cannot function and represent America's interests because he is beholden to China.